want to live a healthy lifestyle, but it is so hard. If healthy foods were easily available, I'd eat healthy way more. The problem is, when I get home from work, it's so much easier to just microwave whatever's in the fridge rather than cook something healthy. So what would be helpful would be making healthy foods more easily available, right? But the question is, how do I do that? When it comes to eating healthy food, I feel like I don't know what options are out there. And I will get bored if I eat broccoli and carrots and eggs for the rest of my life. There are so many delicious healthy foods out there, but I just don't know what they are or how to cook them. So I guess learning what healthy foods are out there and how to cook them is the answer. But that is a big task. So the question is, what are some small habits that I can cultivate every day to work towards that goal? Here are some things that I came up with. Number 1 is watching YouTube videos to learn more about cooking. YouTube has loads of resources on everything, including healthy cooking, of course. It just takes some research. I don't know many healthy cooking channels yet, but Linda Sun has some great recipes, and her videos are honestly way inspirational. Every time I watch her videos, I feel so much motivation, and she has fantastic recipes on there. Number 2 is finding cooking podcasts to listen to. I personally listen to podcasts all the time, so finding cooking podcasts would definitely be very helpful. Number 3 is having a specific recipe before I go shopping for groceries. A problem I have is buying random vegetables I see at the store, putting them in the fridge, and then forgetting about them until they go bad. If I had an intentional recipe beforehand, I'm sure that would reduce the odds of them wasting away in the bottom of my refrigerator. Number 4 is doing cooking prep a week in advance or the night before so that it's easily available. This one is pretty self-explanatory. Nobody wants to spend an hour cooking when they're starving after work. So making healthy things easily available increases the odds of me actually eating healthy foods. Anyways, those were some ideas that I came up with. If you have any more, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Another thing on food, I know I can have bad habits when it comes to emotional eating or eating out of boredom. I often feel like my eating habits control me rather than me controlling my eating habits. I don't want to be controlled by food. As I get older, I realize why God warns us against gluttony in the Bible. I often look to eating as a source of relief and comfort, but will eating ice cream take away all my negative emotions? No, it may even make it worse. Eating is such a fun and exciting part of life, but when used and abused, it can be harmful both physically and mentally. Eating and munching on food gives me a kick of dopamine, so in a slow moment, like when I'm bored or if I'm waiting for something, I often just look for a snack to eat while I wait. I think that this is a neural pathway that my brain has learned. You may be thinking to yourself, Emily, what is a neural pathway? Well, I am not a scientist, but according to what I found online, like on this website, a neural pathway is a series of connected neurons that send signals from one part of the brain to another. This sounds really complicated and sciencey, but basically this is like a pathway. And like a physical pathway on the ground, once you keep on going over the same route again and again, it becomes ingrained in your brain and it'll become a habit. Neural pathways are the same. By always reaching for a chocolate bar or reaching for some kind of food when you're feeling sad or feeling down, this creates a pathway in your brain. This becomes a habit. You're feeling down, so your brain immediately goes down the pathway to the chocolate bar. Anyways, enough with the brain science. What I'm trying to say is that eating out of boredom or emotional eating is a neural pathway that I would love to unlearn. Now the question is, how do I do that? Willpower may work once or twice while I'm in a window of being motivated, but that probably won't help in the long run. Since motivation and willpower won't help in the long run, I need to practice discipline. Now, you may be thinking, aren't willpower and discipline basically the exact same thing? They're similar, but not quite the same. Self-discipline involves creating habits and routines that become automatic over time, while willpower involves resisting short-term temptations in order to achieve long-term results. Solely using willpower to say no every time you're faced with a cookie will cause you to become exhausted and burnt out. On the other hand, self-discipline is making a choice to stick to a healthy routine even if you don't feel like it. Over time, that healthy routine will become second nature to you, that it won't even take mental effort anymore. But the question now is, how do I do that? Maybe we'll save that one for episode 2. All that to say, I want to create a healthy lifestyle the right way for the right reasons. Not for the sole purpose of losing weight, but for the sake of becoming stronger, being more energized, and taking care of the body that God has given me. In the past, I've tried using shortcuts and I've tried finding the easy way out to be able to lose weight quickly. But right now, I want to create a healthy and sustainable lifestyle where I don't feel like I'm controlled by food, neither by causing me to overeat or by causing me to overly obsess over eating healthy. I want to improve my discipline skills and actually change my bad habits rather than just covering them up for a short time. I want to feel strong, light, and energized and free from feeling like my bad eating habits control me. But at the same time, I want to feel free to enjoy all the delicious foods that God has given us. So let's create a healthy and sustainable lifestyle, not worrying about the end result or how long it'll take, but instead just enjoying the process. I'll see you next time. See ya!